This teacher had 20 cartons of milk on her desk. Every minute the students listened to the lecture, he rewarded himself with a carton of milk, until they vomit, to see the teacher make a fool of himself. This group of poor students are surprisingly serious. Some of them tried to disrupt. They were stopped by other students. Today, no one can disturb this dumb teacher to drink and vomit. Little by little time passed, the milk on the table is getting smaller and smaller. More and more knowledge is written on the whiteboard. When the milk is gone, the worst class in New York, for the first time, they have listened carefully to half of the class. For the first time, someone raised their hand to answer a question, and he got it right. Mr. Clark was so excited, he pretended to throw up. He made the students laugh. After class, Clark offered to learn how to jump rope with the students, with them. However, the seemingly simple jump rope was not so easy in reality. After failing again and again, after tripping over and over again, he used practical action to tell students, as long as you are willing to persevere, there is nothing that cannot be learned. But when the principal saw this scene, called Clark into his office, "You are bringing a bunch of poor students to play like this. You are ruining the school atmosphere." Clark wasn't convinced. He made a bet with the principal. In 6 months, on the final exam, every student in his class would pass.
I don't see how this is possible.
When they returned to class, Clark talked to the students about the impossible and said, "Whoever dares to fight for this, give yourself a future. Come up and light a candle." The students gathered around. At this moment, they agreed from the bottom of their hearts and believed that Mr. Clark could bring them a miracle. The history in the textbook was too boring, so Clark wrote lyrics overnight and turned it into a rap. During the class, the music was playing and dancing. The students quickly caught up with the rhythm. They sang even more fluently than he did. The students in the next class were so envious. A student named Ashan was really poor in foundation. Clark gave him individual lessons. He put up with the student's temper. Even if Ashang's parents thought there was no hope for their child, send him to juvenile hall and save money on tuition. It was Clark's strong objection. He took on the responsibility of being a parent. Shamika, the most provocative kid in the class. Instead, she was the most academically gifted, but she had recently started not turning in her homework again. Clark went to her home and found out Shamika lives in a poor single-parent home. She has to take care of her 3 younger brothers after school every day. She doesn't have time to do her homework. Clark took on the chores for her. He gave her time to finish her homework. He also convinced Shamika's mother to put more effort into her daughter because she had a good chance to get into a good high school. The long hours of exertion, Clark's body finally gave out.